The 2020 UCA Excellence Awards, recognizing outstanding individual and group achievements in the tunneling and underground construction industries. Presented by the Underground Construction Association, a division of SME. These recipients represent the highest levels of commitment and expertise that symbolize the vitality of UCA as a professional society. The 2020 UCA Educator of the Year recipient is Dr. James W. Mahar. Dr. Mahar has more than 21 years as an educator in engineering, geology, and geotechnical engineering. As a senior lecturer in the departments of civil engineering and geosciences at his undergraduate alma mater, Idaho State University, he has been a thesis advisor to 12 graduate students. Prior to joining the faculty at ISU in 2003, he was a visiting assistant professor in the Department of Civil Engineering at the University of Illinois Champaign-Urbana. Dr. Mahar is known for his passion with teaching students in the fields of engineering geology and underground construction, and how these subjects apply to real-world tunneling and underground construction. The Outstanding Individual Award. This year, we are proud to recognize Gary A. Alameraris with the UCA Outstanding Individual Award. Gary has been involved in the underground industry for more than 40 years and has achieved unprecedented, innovative engineering to challenging design-build construction of tunnels and underground spaces. As the Vice President of Operations for Skanska USA Civil Northeast and its leading underground expert, Gary's work has been centered largely in the Northeast Coast, and he oversees large projects including transit, water supply, water power, combined sewer overflow, and highways, most of which include major underground work. The Lifetime Achievement Award winners recognizes outstanding achievements in the underground design and construction industry. They have contributed significantly to the education, planning, design, construction, or rehabilitation of tunnels and underground facilities. This year, we are fortunate to honor 3 such people who have made extraordinary achievements throughout their careers. John J. Reilly is honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award for his contributions to the tunneling industry, leadership in UCA and ITA, and application of new technologies in management, contracting, cost, and risk management. John has more than 56 years of experience in the management, design, and construction of large, complex infrastructure and underground projects around the world.
Very gratified and honored to be notified about the award. And what I have to do is give thanks to the late Harvey Parker, who was a president of ITA, who put the nomination in, who compiled a very extensive portfolio related to the nomination. So thanks, Harvey, and unfortunately, he's passed on. He's no longer with us. Working with the professionals in our industry, it's a great industry. There's great people that work in it, and it's very gratifying to work with those people, particularly with young professionals, and to bring them along and to mentor some young people, both in infrastructure, management, design, and construction, but also how they understand what the industry is about and how they then can participate in the industry in a way that helps us all. Over 50 years ago, working on the Washington, D.C. metro system. So that meant all of the tunnels of the downtown DC area, including across the mall and the tunnels to Capitol Hill, DuPont Circle stations, the Control Center building. And I was secretary to the board of consultants, which included such famous names as Ralph Peck, Don Deere, Matthews, Chase, Muser, Rutledge. I was 27 years old, and I'm the secretary of the board, and I'm learning from these people how to think about underground construction in a much broader context. After that, I actually ran a construction project in Boston, ended up being the ASCE Outstanding Civil Achievement of 1987. And I also learned a lot about management of people as well as technologies of transit design and construction, but also the politics of these mega projects and how to make them successful when there are some pretty substantial and difficult changes in the political landscape. When I became a consultant after that in 1987, I worked on management oversight for the LA metro systems, how this all comes together, what the technologies are, and how we deal with the issues, and to introduce innovations. So we did a task force study on mine stations and how that might work, and also better application of value engineering to such a project. Afterward that, I actually broadened out. I went and worked on the metro system in San Francisco, BART, on the Toronto expansion program. And so I began to work internationally as well in the UK, Germany, eventually in the Middle East, and started to bring in how to understand different cultures when we're forming teams, and we're putting those teams to deliver a complex mega project that goes over a long time. So team alignment, partnering, how that all fits together became part of the lexicon, and developing those techniques became essential. So what begins to happen, if I look back on all of those different projects and areas, it's a step evolution on management, design, construction, and other techniques on how to align the team, how to deal with the contract environment, how to select the means and methods, and therefore how to produce the best project.
Our next Lifetime Achievement Award is Henry A. Russell Jr., PE-PG, a world-renowned expert in the field of tunnel rehabilitation. Henry has more than 50 years of international tunnel experience. He worked for Parsons Binkeroff for 40 years, becoming the national program leader for tunnel rehabilitation and senior vice president. He currently works for Mott MacDonald as a principal tunnel engineer and vice president.
I was honored to be recognized for what I've done over my life, and in particular that Harvey Parker, who won it last year in ITA also, was at one point one of my mentors. And to be in that category, I've always considered myself as a boots and blue jeans engineer. In 1997, I was appointed the U.S. delegate to the International Tunneling Association's Working Group 6 Repair and Maintenance. That year I became the vice chair. In 2000 I became the chair. A new tunnel inspection manual that the Federal Highway Administration has instituted on inspecting things, and that manual includes some of the elements we did in the document 2001, which is the refurbishment of tunnel liners. But the biggest document that we did was the structural guidelines for fire protection for road tunnels, which has been a very busy topic ever since the Mont Blanc tunnel fire. Coordinating with 20 different nations, looking at 20 different building codes, 20 different opinions. We finally got the document out and finalized. We established temperature guidelines for how you protect a tunnel structure from failure in a fire. PA, the National Fire Protection Association, adopted those here in the United States. And some of those recommendations have been adopted in Europe. And that's an achievement. And the other achievement is I spent 40 years at PB. I left PB to come to Mott MacDonald because I wanted to do something different. And I've worked on 6 of the 7 continents. I was very fortunate to be mentored by very good people and therefore move on with my career. I started life as a geologist, and then I tell people I went to the dark side. I became an engineer. But being a geotechnical engineer and a geologist is a very good background for being in tunnels. And that went on to the point that I carved out a niche, a subway tunnel in Boston, and cataloging the defects in tunnels in concrete is no different than what a geologist is taught to do to catalog defects in rock. So using that methodology, went forward and developed a whole system. It's been very successful in my career. And, you know, I guess that defines what I do. I fix tunnels, you know. And somebody has to be the guy that goes and prevents it from falling down, you know. The new word is sustainability. I've been doing sustainability since the mid-'80s. We just call it rehabilitation. The other thing I really like to do is mentor people. It's rewarding that people see they see a glimmer and then they nourish it, and that's what I like to do. One of my main tasks here at Mont McDonald is to mentor young people.
George E. Williamson is awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award for a professional lifetime dedicated to the continual growth and advancement of the U.S. tunneling industry. Since joining Traylor Brothers, Inc. in 1985 as Vice President of the Underground Division, George has procured and supervised the successful construction of dozens of tunnel contracts. In his lifetime with Traylor, he led the acquisition and construction of more than 40 underground projects throughout the United States. This includes multiple award-winning projects such as the St. Clair Tunnel, the South Bay Ocean Outfall, the Los Angeles East Side Light Rail Transportation Project, and the Queens Bored Tunnels.
I was extremely honored. I certainly wasn't expecting it at all. And when I thought about it for a little while, I thought, this is really special because this is coming from my peers in the tunneling business, and that really makes it. I think what I'm most proud of is the fact that I have been managing a business unit, a division in our company for nearly 3 decades. Through that period, I was able to build teams and acquire tunnel projects that were challenging, and I've been very consistent in successfully completing all those projects, both technically and financially. We have been built those teams and been, real consistent in and through my time as running our business unit, the tunnel business. So that's probably what I'm most proud of. I want to add to that a little bit. I've also been kind of taking the lead in our company of bringing in some technologies from other parts of the world. Through my tenure there, I was able to make contact and become friends actually with some engineers from Asia and also from Europe, and through those connections was able to foster some joint ventures here in the U.S. where we had partners from Germany and Japan, and through those connections was able to bring some technology to the tunnel business here in the U.S., where Traylor was either the first contractor or certainly one of the first to develop some technologies such as earth pressure balance tunneling back in the late 90s, and the use of soil conditioning agents for earth pressure balancing, shortly thereafter, and probably also the use of automated systems for the manufacture of precast tunnel liners. So those are kind of 3 examples of technologies that I feel proud of that I was able to help bring into our team and utilize on projects here in the U.S. I've been doing this for 4 decades now, and so that helps define my career. I'm still around and I'm still active in our business, and I feel like I'm still able to keep up with the technologies, and to do that for mentor young engineers and build teams, provide the fact that our company wants to be taking the lead on advancing tunnel technology.
The Project of the Year. The Regional Connector Project receives the Project of the Year Award for outstanding and safe construction, as well as overcoming challenges through innovation and teamwork. As a joint venture, the companies honored in the Regional Connector Project are Mont McDonald, Skanska Traylor Brothers, WSP AECom Arcadis, and Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority. This unique project required a variety of structures and construction techniques, including TBM tunneling, deep cut and cover excavation, large cavern sequential excavation method, and underpinning in a dense urban environment adjacent to and/or underneath numerous iconic and historic buildings. It connects to existing lines and stations at both ends of the new track. The entire alignment is within potentially gassy ground conditions under downtown Los Angeles. A single TBM was used to bore both tunnel drives and modified to navigate the extremely tight radius curves along the alignment. the tunnel crews set multiple records for LA Metro, including Best Single-Day Production. Excavating the track crossover cavern at a shallow depth in soft rock beneath existing building foundations and major utilities using the sequential excavation method project was one of the most challenging aspects of the project. Extensive design modeling, sensitivity analysis, and daily review of field data led to the successful excavation and support of the cavern 2 months ahead of schedule and within the acceptable building settlements. Thank you for joining us to honor this year's UCA Award recipients. Congratulations to all of the 2020 award recipients. Your achievements lift the industry, advance the association, and inspire us all. To learn more about the 2020 UCA Award recipients, visit smenet.org/UCA 2020 Awards.